still in doubt. And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party. Pink felt like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I pull in a Ken. Like Jazzy, Stacy, Nikki. All of the Barbies is pretty. All of the Barbies is bad. It girls, and we ain't playing tag.
Good morning and welcome to Sunup on 7. My name is Renata Samuels.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sunup on 7. I'm Kevin Mendes. It's your Monday, and we want to say thank you for starting your day and your week with us. That was like a 2023 version of Barbie.
Yeah, I was like,
can't go wrong with the. Where's the classic?
Where's the classic? I was like, okay. So we're about to rap on this beat. Let's do something. And both feel like jumping. I'm gonna have my bar slightly ready. Not at all. But today we're having great bars. We're having a lot of great, amazing conversations for you. The People's Constitution Commission is going to be in. Last week they launched their public education campaign, and now they're going to be in talking about what you need to know. Guys, it's going to be exciting conversations. Stay tuned for that. What else do we have, Kevin?
What else do the public need to know is that Digi Solution is going to be here on the set today, and they're talking about medium, small, and other businesses that in commemoration of Enterprise Day. So they're going to be here to give us business solutions, how Digi Business is contributing towards, MSME industries in the country. So stay tuned for that conversation.
All that, so much more. As you know how this works, guys. Put your comments in the comment section. We want to hear from you. We'll try our best to address your questions. And of course, be respectful and let's have a good time, man. So shall we go to the couch?
Yes, because it's Monday. Let's go.
He wanna play in a playhouse.
I've come to find that the truth isn't what we were told. So where
to everybody on Sunup.
do I seek the answer that's worth looking for today? Just in time,
And he's here to talk to us
the
about
writing appears on the
show that we're on
wall.
right now. Tell me.
You and I were the first ones to see.
And we're going to be talking about the hot shush that has been
The
happening
world
over
that
the
we see
so
may
far.
seem that it'll never change. They say, but if you tear down the wall that's blinding us all, you'll see the way today. A place to call your home, a place where you can grow. Stand by me and we'll take flight. We'll be there at morning's light. I've got you covered on all concerns we share today. You will discover how the world turns each day.
My beautiful people, good morning. Welcome to your Monday episode of Sunup on 7. It's such a pleasure starting your day with Ren, starting your day with you, and let us know how you're feeling. If you're not feeling okay, that's okay, That can be a normal feel coming off from the weekend. Nevertheless, we plan to bring you the proper Monday energy for you to get going. So let's get started with today's show by having a look at the weather, courtesy of the National Met Service.
Good morning. Conditions are becoming more moist and unstable over the region and will support a moderate increase in showers today. The 24-hour forecast is for sunny skies with cloudy spells today and generally cloudy skies tonight. A few showers or thunderstorms will affect mainly the coast this morning, most areas this afternoon, and again mainly the coast tonight. Winds over the open sea will be from the east to northeast at 5 to 15 knots, and seas will be light chop. Maximum temperatures today will be around 88 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 94 inland, but only 79 degrees up in the mountains. The outlook for Tuesday and Tuesday night is for cloudy skies with some showers or thunderstorms over most areas. There is a low tide at 10:27 this morning, a high at 3:54 this afternoon, another low 10:23 tonight, and another high at 4:28 tomorrow morning. The sun rose at 5:20 this morning and will set at 6:30 this evening. The moon comes up at 12:16 this afternoon and goes down at 12:26 tonight. In the tropical weather outlook for the North Atlantic, the Caribbean Sea, and the Gulf of Mexico, tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 48 hours. With that, we end this report from the Belize Weather Bureau.
Is our weather.
That's the weather. How are you feeling today, Ren?
I am good. Like, I woke up, like I told Chantal, I woke up with like one nostril just like stuffy for no reason. And I was like, okay, I need you to get it together by the ending of the show.
Yeah, I was
right?
having kind of like an itchy nose this morning too. I think it's gonna rain. Yeah.
Okay, did you talk to the chickens about this or something?
No, I just woke up and I think it's gonna rain.
Please listen to the weather and listen to Met Service and not Kevin, guys. But just be
just
on
so
the
you know,
lookout.
the weather said some showers and thunderstorms. So if you're gonna leave your house, please lock your windows.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, Kevin just wake up and say, yeah, rain.
I felt it in my
You
nose.
felt it in
It was
his
like
nose.
this itchiness.
Okay. But definitely, it's going to be a good Monday regardless. Like you mentioned, too, if you woke up and you're not feeling today's Monday, that's okay. That is completely okay. We're sending you positive energy wherever you are, sending you blessings, sending you love and compassion for whatever your situation is as to why you feel like today isn't the day that you're looking forward to. Or hoping as you watch Sunup on 7 that you get some cheer, you get some positivity, you get some good information and some happiness too as well. So with that, we go into our first conversation, which is definitely something that a lot of people are paying interest to. As you know, there's a court date for July 17 where they need to present this redistricting and how that's supposed to be set up. A lot of conversations have been happening about this. We've been speculating, and some of the conversations range of what's going to happen with Belize District. As you know, there's about 13 seats, if I'm not mistaken, for Belize District. And the thought is to take away 2 of those 13 seats from Belize District. Which 2? We're not very sure at this present moment. The speculations go towards Port Loyola
and Queen Square.
Sorry, but people are asking too about Fort George because considering it's a very small constituency. But another conversation along that line is just the idea that 4,600, if I'm not mistaken, you could correct me, Kev, is the amount that each constituency is supposed to have. So you're supposed to be timesing that, and that's going to give you, because they want to have, equity among every single constituency. That is one of the big reasons they're actually pushing for this redistricting, because a lot of places have way more than others when it comes to people that are voters. Now, that conversation now for Belize District specifically will make people a little bit question, because when you look at 4,600 in maybe Caribbean shores as compared to Port Loyola, if Port Loyola still is a constituency, depending on what the conversation is going to be, like there's different needs that you look at it. There's also the look of what then is going to happen when you take away, if they take away Port Loyola, or if they take away Queen Square, what's going to be the repercussions for that? Because we know, for example, Queen Square is heavily UDP influence, and that's like, one of their, like, that's going to be my win, that's when we're guaranteed a win more or less at that area. So then now we think, will there be court cases to fight for this? What's going to take place? But along the lines too as well with the redistricting, besides from just Belize District, of course, they have to look at all the other districts and see exactly how we can have representation. So, Kev, I would love for you to support me with that, just to find the numbers again. When I think Cayo District is supposed to be expanding when it comes to how much constituencies. I think there's supposed to be 2 more added to Cayo District, if I'm not mistaken.
So there's going to be, the proposal is, like you mentioned, is to reduce the number of constituencies from 33 to 31. Actually, to increase from 31 to 33.
Yes.
They're removing 2 from Belize District and adding 2 to Orange Walk and Stan Creek District.
Okay.
And as you already mentioned, each constitution is supposed to have 4,600 voters. Right?
Yes.
So that's how we will know that we are getting the right numbers out there.
That's about 3 weeks from now, guys. July 17 is about 3 weeks from now. And I mean, that's a big conversation to think about. I'm sure many politicians are thinking and wondering how that's going to be. I know we had a conversation with Minister Rodwell way back on how he feels about that. And he was like, regardless of whatever it is, he's going to try to get on the ground, talk to his voters, make sure that whoever is his 4,600, that they stay with him. But I'm 100% sure that a lot of other ministers might not have that same thought process, because it could be that your constituency is being taken away, is going to be divided, and you know you have your die-hard people that these are your people. You know, I could always bet on Kevin. Kevin got me, you know? And how if Kevin now has to go somewhere else? What then happens? Will there be more corruption in that sense? And I go back to the idea, will people start to register for places that they're not really living in? And we know that's a predicament happening right now. All those questions are things that I start to think about, Kev, when it comes to redistricting. But
Definitely.
we do know there needs to be a say by July 17. What happens then after that say, we don't know as yet.
Yeah, I mean, my thing also with redistricting is that, so I can see where you want to say, let's make it equitable, where there's a fixed number of voters per constituency, just to know there's fairness in the election process. However, I think about what happens post-election. And we know that certain constituencies, there's inequity as it regards to the distribution of resources and goods. Yes, so if you're going to remove this constituents and you're going to put them in another one, it's like, how will you assure that there's equitable distribution of power, equitable distribution of resources when it's time to actually serve your constituents, right? So I'm thinking how this will affect the many people that, I mean, like, I am not like in favor of how we manage like democracy and government in Belize, where there's like a very, like, in Spanish we call it a compadre system, but there's like, where there's like kind of like a dependency on your politician. So, but there's definitely a connection between your party leader or your representative and you being a member of that constituent, and how much resources and how much goods you can get. So I'm just questioning, how will this affect, you know, kind of like a normal culture that happens within those constituents. So it's definitely going to be beyond just saying we have these new districts, but how do you transform the minds of people? And again, it brings back to the necessary consultation needs to happen with people, because they need to see, how do I fit into this space, right?
How does that
So
fit?
how, like, because people will be confused, especially when it comes to like voting time. They'll be like, hey, but I never just used to vote here, so when did this happen, right? And I really hope that there's a proper communication strategy on how we're going to be announcing how redistricting works. How does this affect you as a regular voter? How this affects you moving forward post-elections, you know? I really hope that people are properly informed, because this thing of like divide and conquer that we often do in politics might be affecting our constituents they're looking forward to. So that's my take on this.
The government definitely, cabinet definitely has their hand full with this when it comes to education. That's an excellent point, Kev, because a lot of times people feel like they're in the dark. They hear about it later. Like, I was just speaking with somebody.
It's really above their heads, right? Whenever you have to be having these meetings with them.
It's hard, and I know I've heard people say they were redistricting like a couple of years back. We did a redistrict again. So even the conversation of redistricting has not been something really surface. And again, we can maybe say that maybe the media needs to cover a little bit more on that too as well, to make sure people get that exposure. But we need to all be a part of that conversation, because it's going to affect you. Wherever you live, it's going to affect you, because it possibly, there might be a divide and conquer, like Kev mentioned, of your constituency. And where do you go from there? And how do we move forward? And it starts with knowledge. So please ask questions, guys. Understand as much as you can. There's never a dumb question. Please understand that. If you don't know, ask it. But start asking it. Start talking about it with your colleagues. Don't make this a conversation way at the end. Talk to your kids. Talk to whoever you can, because it will be affecting you.
On to our next item.
Yes.
And our next item is talking about, so it's an unfortunate incident that we have to venture into, and there was a body found in the yesterday in the Biscayne area, and it's confirmed that the body belongs to Mr. Iran Jones. So he is one of the witnesses of the murder of Sean Menzies. So we are unsure about if there's a connection there between, you know, the person that was found murdered, because he's a suspect of a current case that's ongoing. What's also the allegation that the family is sharing is that Mr. Jones was threatened in court. So that's another. So there's another. There's another
side of it, of how it can be.
Story, yeah.
And you know, that's a perfect conversation to start with that. Like, you know, it's according to the family. I just want to make mention that they have speculated and said that that's something that they are looking at when it comes to his loss of his life. Again, condolences to the Jones family in every single way, shape, and form, all family and friends. This is an unfortunate situation. But my antennas go up, Kev, directly to just, again, if this is a case where, you know, because you are a witness to this crime, and unfortunately, possibly, again, allegations show or it's alleged that it could be why you've lost your life. It goes back to why people don't speak about crimes. It goes back to why there's a population that maybe know a lot of things, but they will never talk about it because they think that this too will be them or their child or something like that. And
it's intimidating.
Yes, it's intimidating. And we have this atmosphere, this culture here too as well, where people don't necessarily always want to help and push forward. And it's not because you don't want to really be a community builder, but you're also thinking about, what about my family? What about my life afterwards? Because like it or not, court trials not happen just like that, and sometimes it takes years. So whatever it is, that prolongs for a year, and then also that person has to live with knowing that I'm gonna be on this seat, people are gonna see me, then they're gonna know my name, they're gonna see who I'm connected to, and it always can be an issue too as well. And as you know with murder, so we never know the full story behind everything, but again, it just makes my antenna go up and understand a little bit more too as to why some people don't talk, but also how it's still important to talk. Again, this is an unfortunate situation for Mr. Iran Jones, and I'm praying for the best that his family, you know, gets the answers that they're probably asking now for the questions that they have, and I'm hoping that a proper investigation can be put in place to really see what's happening, because he's been missing for a week before he was found yesterday. So we're gonna see how that turns out. And again, if you know the family, please, as we always say, share some condolences, share some positive messages, you know, cook a meal, whatever it is that you can do to send some love and compassion for the unfortunate situation and loss of life.
So we move on to our next item, and we got to say that the Guatemalan elections, presidential elections, is underway. And you might be answering, you know, if we have the dispute with Guatemala, why are we even talking about Guatemala? The interesting here, though, is that one of the candidates running for presidential elections has Belizean ties. So we're talking about Sandra Torres. She is the former First Lady. She has unsuccessfully sought presidency twice. She is the cousin of the Prime Minister's CEO, Narda Garcia. She's the sister of Narda Garcia, apologies. And we know Narda Garcia is the sister of, is the CEO of the Prime Minister's office. So, so we can see some ties going on there.
A lot of ties right there.
Yeah, so like I said, Ms. Sandra Torres, she's the former First Lady. She has unsuccessfully sought presidency twice. What we can say is that on both presidential runs, she has finished twice. So she's right on track coming off in this presidential elections. However, her party has faced accusations of corruption and illegal campaign financing, which is one of the many things, which is one of the the two things that are kind of against her winning presidential elections. What we can say as of today is that there's a runoff. So there was a preliminary elections coming off this weekend. In order for her to be continuing in the presidential run, she needs to win more than 50% of the votes. So we're gonna see what those numbers will look like. As we know, they were counting them over the weekend. Her major person she's running against, I'm trying to find the right English word. The person she's running against for presidential election, opponent, yep, is Mr. Bernardo Arevalo. And again, by August 20th, we're gonna know if she becomes victorious or not. But look at Belizean ties.
No, and the thing that I'm thinking about too, if it does happen that she's successful and she does win, there's this ICJ thing that's happening, but there's also that idea of hey, we kind of like family. You know, we got links to family or stuff like that. So it kind of changes the conversation of how you look at Guatemala and Belize ties. It kind of looks at how we look at ICJ too. I mean, of course, the case is already on, still on. That's not gonna really change. But now it's we have different people in there that hopefully do understand the situation, understand the territorial dispute, and does that mean that there's a different look or outlook or a different atmosphere that's going to be coming or sense from Guatemala as compared to Belize if we have somebody in there that is of Belizean roots too as well, that is very much connected to not just Belize, but also to the Prime Minister's office too. You know, so all those are going in my mind when I think about how you analyze this and how does that play out for Belize if it does happen? Because that's the thing, because she's in a very good running and she's going very well. So how does that play out? We don't know, but definitely we're going to keep you updated to see what comes out of this election.
Sure. Like, hey, cousin.
Yes, that's the thing I was thinking about. Like,
hey, sister.
Hey, sis. Like, what's going on here? But you go from 20 to like about 3. That's really saying something of the trust. And although, you know, people always affiliate ministers and so forth, anybody, any candidate with corruption and so we're going to see if that does really put a damper into how, if she wins. But if she does win, let's see how those conversations go from there.
Yes. So we move on to our last item on Couch Talk. And this is very sad news because the country has lost a pillar as regards to the faith-based organization, a pillar as regards to human rights advocacy, advocating for HIV healthcare. We're talking about Canon Leroy Flowers. He was leading the Anglican Cathedral or the Anglican Church in Belize for over 30 years. Like I said, I had the opportunity to, you know, collaborate with him in human rights, especially LGBT rights, when we had our Idaho event, which is commemorates the International Day Against Homophobia and Transphobia. Canon Flowers is one of the persons that took the podium, and he adamantly spoke about, you know, addressing human rights within the faith-based groups. He opened his church to LGBT, like he's opened his Anglican church to LGBTI Belizeans to come. That's interesting also in the HIV work. He, as we know, like whenever we talk about faith-based and HIV prevention, faith-based organizations, they would often go with abstinence and not use condoms. However, Canon Leroy Flowers, he openly talked about condoms and how you use condoms, you know, within like family planning, within a religious space, which was very, it was like a first for somebody of faith having this conversation. He actually like used dildos and everything to educate his constituents about, you know, HIV prevention, about sexually reproductive health. So we can see where he was like, for me, he was like a very cool role model as regards of, you know, being able to see people's values where we are, see how religion and your church have values, but ultimately seeing human to human and saying we are equal. So for me, it's really sad to hear that Canon Flowers has passed. I know for people that are Anglican churchgoers as well, I'm sure this is very sad news for you, but for everybody that has known Canon Flowers in the last 30 years, this is definitely so sad news. So we extend our condolences to the family and friends and everybody that at some point has interacted with Canon Flowers.
Definitely, of course, biggest condolences. And again, you look at people's life and to see what legacy you live off. My thing always is for people, when you're making any decision, when you're in any atmosphere, whatever your career is, whatever school you go to, whatever groups you volunteer with, what is going to be your legacy? How can people remember you? And what you leave off from what people can continue to as well. And I think that's really important. So we definitely, you know, see Mr. Smith as somebody that has left a legacy on, and that has, Mr. Leroy Flowers, that has left a legacy on, and we commend that. And so for anybody that has known him, that, you know, have connected to him, we truly wish you a heartfelt condolences. And to the family, can we please, again, send out our love and compassion. And this is just a testimony to as well as to what legacy will you leave off? When you die, whenever you die, what will people remember you by? And how do you want other people to continue on with whatever you started? So I think that's really important to take away too as well from his legacy. So with that, guys, we go to our first commercial break, but we do have a sunrise for you. So let's go say this sunrise. Ooh,
wow.
Yes. And this is courtesy of Biggs, Belize, that was on last week, one of our top fans,
So this is giving me Hopkins.
It's giving you Hopkins.
Yes. For a minute, I thought it was giving me Gales Point, but Gales Point doesn't have that much sand at their beach.
So
this is Gales Point. Or Placencia?
Placencia.
Okay.
But you know what, baby boo?
Hopkins, Placencia, it's in the same
They're
area.
connected in some way. So, like, you weren't wrong, but you weren't fully right. So, like...
I love it.
So, thank you so much, Biggs, for this amazing submission. It's just, like, just how it sits and everything. excellent, excellent photo. I'm hoping that rays and that sunshine and that moment, guys, you picture yourself there, embrace some relaxation. It's Monday. I know you might have a million and one things you want to do, but just also take a break, breathe, and know that one step at a time, we're here for you and we're sending love. So with that, guys, we go to our first commercial break. But when we are back, we're going to be talking about public education when it comes to the People's Constitution Commission, what you should know, and the great books that you need to be starting to read. So stay tuned.
Well, I passed this place down Albert Street and I wonder which new store the bus. It was so welcoming and organized, friendly and courteous staff. But wait, that is same Delta store. Delta store has been revamped to make your shopping experience a whole lot better. But don't forget the best part, the Delta store, everything that fit $2.99 or less. You hear right? $2.99 or less. So come on down, Delta Store today and shop in style and comfort while you stretch your dollar.
From now on, when you visit Uno, you will experience an A+ power in all fuels. Dynamax has evolved into Dynamax Plus. The new formula with the ultimate technology and additives provides an A+ power and A+ performance. Dynamax Plus, available in diesel, regular and premium. Try it today and reach further. Uno, a different energy.
Cocker, San Pedro, and Belize City are just a click away with
the Belize Tourism Board, Mars Production, and Pelican present the biggest show to hit the jewel we call Belize. It's the Belize International Music and Food Festival 2.0. Join us on Saturday, July 29th and Sunday, July 30th at the Marion Jones Stadium with live performances by Morgan Heritage, the dancehall queen Spice,
me's a girl, me no fight over man.
Busy Signal,
for them stairs,
Afrobeat sensation Rotimi, the biggest dancehall artist for 2023, Byron Messiah, alongside Skinny Fabulous, Jadelle, Earth and Owls, Mr. Warming Up Adam O, and Lyrical. It's the Belize International Music and Food Festival 2.0, July 29th and 30th. Come savor the rhythm as we pair music with the best of Belizean cuisine. Sponsors are Belize Tourism Board, Pelican, Niche, Pop, ICB, Wine Smith, eCash, Dolphin Production, Digi Wallet, Channel 5, Love FM, Creme Radio, Channel 7, Vibes Radio, Fiesta FM, and OYE Radio.
Well, I passed this place down Albert Street and I wonder which new store the bus. It was so welcoming and organized, friendly and courteous staff. But wait, That is same Delta Store. Delta Store has been revamped to make your shopping experience a whole lot better. But not forget the best part. The Delta Store, everything that fits $2.99 or less. You hear right? $2.99 or less. So come on down, Delta Store today and shop in style and comfort while you stretch your dollar.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to your Monday episode of Sunup on 7. We're going to be Monday because we bring you a very, very important conversation with the People's Constitution Commission. And joining us on our couch, we have the chair and the vice chair of the PCC. We have Mr. Anthony Chanona. You're the chair. Mr. Chanona, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. Tony is fine.
Tony's fine?
Yes.
All right. How is your Monday energy? You say you wake up
It's
pretty early.
always a good day to be able to open your eyes, tell God thanks for the day and start. So Monday, Tuesday, all the way back to Monday is good.
Very well. I love to hear that. And that's a really good way to start every morning, no?
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you. And next to you, we have Mr. Glenfield Dennison. You're the vice chair of the PCC. How are you doing, Glenfield?
I'm well, thank you, Kevin. I'm well, extremely alert this morning.
And on Monday, that's very important.
Very alert,
Very good.
very alert.
That's very good. And you know, and that's the right attitude to have, especially if we're talking about a very important conversation, which is what's happening within the Public Constitution Commission. I know that, you know, there has been from selecting candidates that will be part of this commission to having meetings to, you know, having a little friction here and there. But of course, it's time for us to educate the persons about what's happening within the commission. So this is where we bring you both gentlemen into this conversation. And of course, we hope that we can get the most out of this. So, Ren,
yes,
get going.
First thing is always to break the ice. I'm sure that our younger viewers there would appreciate too as well. Just a little history as to why the People's Constitution Commission was even formed in the first place. What is their mandate? So, Mr. Anthony, would you be such a darling to tell me that one?
Well, I would just like to begin by saying when I sit in this couch, I feel like my daughters, Jamie and Janelle, have prepared it for me.
They have.
They have.
So I hope I can measure up to them. But yes, essentially, this process has its genesis in Plan Belize. The Prime Minister, as part of its the People's United Party manifesto, promised to the electorate, said that if elected to government, they would do a review of the Constitution, which is a landmark statement of intent, because normally the way it is structured as a sectorial base, it's unlike any that has been done or undertaken in any part of the Caribbean or other jurisdictions. And additionally, these reform processes are usually birthed from civic unrest, like the 1999-2000, for example, in Chile, they went to a referendum saying, we demanded to have a constitutional review. In this case, it was a political promise, manifesto promise.
Okay. In your view, Mr. Tony, do you feel like it was about time for us to go and review our constitution? I think our last review happened, I guess, more than 10, 15 years ago. So do you feel?
Yes.
Do you feel like it's an opportune time for us to go ahead in this
Well,
process?
I would say that, you know, it's hard sometimes to project the way things happen, but when they do, you can see the rhyme and reason. But, you know, at 42 years since we got our first constitution, and there was consultation in the 1981 exercise, and then there was the Dr. Vernon's Political Reform Commission in 2000. But now, 23 years later, and the Minister of Public Service has quoted more than one occasion to say that constitutions are living dynamic documents, and the life sentence of a person let's hope we never get convicted for the life sentence, is normally 20 years. So the life sentence of reviewing the Constitution at 23 years is timely.
Perfect.
Do you have anything to add to that, Glenn?
No, that's absolutely correct. The review, we've had two. This is our second constitutional reform process that we're going through. And the generations that we had in 1999 weren't aware of what was required for constitutional reform. And so we have a new breed of young generation coming up, need to have this conversation about the Constitution. So it is timely, Kevin.
Very well.
And we think about time too as well. We think about the numbers. And I remember Mr. Anthony said something very powerful in the launch last week about how many people have read the Constitution. About 98% of our population possibly have not read, and only 2% really have actually read, know exactly what this document is about. So in that same manner, can you tell us about the work that's been happening to get us to the point that we can condense and get to these documents here, Mr. Glenfield?
Renata, thank you very much for raising that. I think it's very important that we understand that the Constitution is a very complex document. And there is, even in legislative drafting realms, a move to simplify laws so that people, the average person, can read it and understand. What we felt very important is that we allow Belizeans to be able to have versions of the Constitution and issues in the Constitution in simpler language, because it's hard to ask even a law student to sit and read this entire book when you have 6 other law classes, 5 other law classes to do. You read snippets, and we are in the generation of bites and
a little smart.
Yes.
And so there are issues that are in here that are very important that we have identified are important to specific groups of people. We aren't cherry picking. We are doing a review of who needs to hear what. And one of the main things that we've realized is the fundamental rights is fundamental. And so we have a booklet for the fundamental rights of Belize. And we think that that's going to allow people to not read the book, but be aware of what's in the book, the Constitution, because that 98% may very well continue to stay at 98%. Maybe we get it down, but I think the better target is to get people aware of what is our Constitution, what it's supposed to do, and what are the main issues in the Constitution. And I think we can get that number down, that particular number, people who are aware of what is in the Constitution, down to about maybe 50%.
I think so. I think that's doable, right?
I think so too.
Gladly, my question with that is like, how does improving the literacy of the Constitution contribute towards the process that's ongoing with the constitutional reform?
That's a great question, Kevin. And my apologies if I, on behalf of the PCC and the Secretariat, did not wish your viewers good morning.
Right. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. But that's a great question, simply because in putting together this process and having the review go into the exercise, it is important that all aspects of the Constitution assist with people understanding that while there might be apathy, for example, at the lecture series, somebody got up in all right mind, and I think with all authority, to say, this thing not a waste of time. You know, I dealing with poverty, I dealing with bread and butter issues, and nothing now come out of this. So why the question is so important is, if we can tie in this vacuum of lack of knowledge, if we can tie 5 booklets into creating knowledge that your present circumstance of poverty and apathy could be traced to the fact that the institution that you vote in is not working. And you have a right, if you knew the power that electioneering and buying votes and everything else seats government, but it doesn't improve your quality of life. And therefore, the people must, Bob Marley said, emancipate yourself from this mental slavery that cycle in and cycle out, there's all this electioneering, there's all this vote buying, there's all these issues, and you end up in a country of 450,000 people that has 50% poverty. What will happen to our nation when we're at 1 million? I mean, could you imagine? So it's, the booklets are designed to try to reach to those persons who feel it's a waste of time. And I would like to discourage that thought and invite Belizeans to take advantage of this momentous occasion. Dickie Bradley says, no government in their right mind is going to do this again. So that was one good manifesto promise that we are going to make sure gets delivered.
Very well. I love to hear that.
So we've taken the books, because you mentioned, that's a nice big book there, I think 196 pages.
63.
63 pages. So we've taken that and we condensed now into 3 booklets. Let's talk about, I know you mentioned one booklet that talks about just the general idea of what the Constitution is, giving them just fundamental rights. But we do also have 2 other booklets. Can we digest that and go into what that is?
Yeah, so what we're trying to do here, and we have one in draft, is to look at finding a way to create interest in the Constitution as a document that literally has in its formative stage the institution of government. So it goes hopefully beyond the measure of electing a government and thinking, well, the government will run things. Government runs manifestos. That's what governments do. They're a political arm of the people. The Constitution cannot allow a manifesto to dictate how the institutions function. There are oversight institutions, there are checks and balances. So it is basically the restraining institution document that says, okay, you have a manifesto promise to your people. The Constitution with these checks and balances and oversight agencies should allow you to put your manifesto into action.
Got it.
Subject to these oversight institutions. A government should not come in to say, well, the Constitution is not allowing me to move fast enough, and therefore I want to move out oversight bodies, and I want to do this, and I want to create these other agencies to expedite it is not for that purpose. It is not for that purpose. So
very important point.
We want to begin at, I guess, the biggest elephant in the room is education. And so this is where we want to start. And we've created at that launch some great partnerships to begin in that effort.
All right, I like it. So there's books definitely where people can tune in and they can grab something that they will be able to comprehend, which is I think is very, very important, because sometimes, like you mentioned, the language might really go over people's head that they're going to be like, what are they saying, right? So as in regards to the launch of the communication strategy of the PCC, what can people expect? What should they be on the lookout for? Where can they stay in tune with the campaign coming up?
Okay, I want to be clear that we're doing several things simultaneously.
Okay.
The PCC was set up with an 18-month remit with the possibility of an extension for 6 months. The commissioners acknowledge that we may need more time, but we have 18 months as a mandate.
Okay.
What we realized early on is that there's a great need for the education campaign. So that if we don't have this educational campaign, then the issues that would be coming out from the consultations wouldn't be meaningful.
Exactly.
And in line with that, what we've done is we want to do we've set it up so that we will be having a lecture series which will focus generally on the chapters of the Constitution. Some lectures will have multiple chapters. Some of them are very small. And then we would be having simultaneously consultations or educational campaigns throughout the countries focused on issues that are being raised and identified from within those areas geographically. And at the same time, we're going to be doing a series on topics. And so that's going to, the hope is that we're going to be able to do that in the media. So we're going to be recording lectures specific to topics and having those being out in the media. The reasoning for that is that we have a short time to organize and get those things out, but the truth is constitutional reform is an ongoing process so that these things can live on after we stop our hard education campaign. We have this soft education campaign continuing. So that's important for us.
And where can people get the schedule? Because I'm thinking about young people that really are much more inclined to like, I want to know, I want to understand, I want to go to one of the lectures. Where can people get all the information of where you're going to be, how they can be a part?
So we've launched our social media pages. So I guess you Google PCC, and they will be announced in the social media platforms. We will be adding the social media pages to all the books so that people can be seeing those and having access to that. So please look out for it in social media and mainstream media. We'll be publishing these things as we go along.
And of course, the importance of the media, now that we have the launch and we're using these 5 booklets, you know, David slew a giant with 5 stones. So we're going to slay the giant of lack of knowledge of the education with these 5 booklets. Yeah. So we only printed 300 because these are very, very important things. These are not biases written or authored by persons with agendas.
Yeah.
These are, if Vice Chair showed you the Constitution of Belize, that is a sacrosanct document of a covenant that identifies who we are as a people, our values, our citizenship, all these things. So this first launch of these 300 questionnaires, and 300 booklets, and we're developing another booklet yet to be launched, which is basically going to tell you about the PCC, who we are, all the names, the pictures of the members, and we're going to set up in these zones an office. But to the point you make about where you can go, Renata, to get this information, we will be putting in these zones an office, but we will also be setting up a calendar of events and partnering with the media to have monthly press conferences.
Wow, love that.
To be able to give updates. We don't need a COVID pandemic to have a press conference.
That is true.
But we'll borrow a page out of Mr. Barrow's book of informing. We have to find a robust way to engage the populace. On a document that might be considered, as some person said, this is not going to affect me either way. It's not going to put anything on my table. Yeah. And just the opposite is true.
Yeah. Kevin, I want to, if you will allow me, please, the Constitution affects poverty. The Constitution relates to our everyday life. And if you don't know how yet, please tune in. Please tune in. Because in moving around the country, you are exercising your freedom of movement. Yeah. In being here, giving information to you, we are expressing ourselves, we are exercising a right given under the Constitution. So if you feel that the Constitution does not relate to you, please tune into what we have to say, because I have made it my task to make the Constitution relevant to Belizeans and their issues, including not having food, not having access to education, the distribution of wealth in this country. So please,
no, that's a very good reminder, you know, and as you like wrap up this conversation, Mr. Tony mentioned something very key, which is, you know, in order for you to emancipate yourself, you know, like reading is very important, knowing what's in your constitution is important. So we're gonna definitely be in tune in what happens throughout the PCC. I think we're at I feel very privileged to be part of a time when this constitution is getting reformed. So I invite everybody to stay tuned, go to the different media platforms where we can stay in touch with what the PCC is doing. So I want to thank you, Mr. Tony. I want to thank you, Glenfield, for joining us on the couch.
I just wanted to maybe put in this one point that was made by Chief Magistrate Sharon Fraser, that in that 98%, there might be ministers of government who administrate the Constitution that don't understand it.
Yeah.
So she made the point that those who are in charge of our Constitution need to get a lesson.
Exactly.
Preach from a please, Mr. Tony.
Yes.
Preach. No, because, and that's the perfect point, because remember, Mr. Glenfield, you were talking about how even our commissioners had to be educated about
7 months.
And that tells you already that everybody needs to make it their business to talk about. And it's not anybody that, it's from any level, you need to be acquainted with it. And you guys made it so simple. You're gone from 50 pages to 20 pages. I'm like, there is literally no other way it can be easier than seeing these different booklets. So I really advise the public, go out to the People's Constitution Commission on their Facebook page, check out their schedules, download the books, please read it. It's so easy. They don't have pictures in there, but the words are big. And you can be able to enjoy and digest it. Talk to your children about it. Make it a conversation. Talk to your colleagues about it. We have to understand our fundamental rights and know what governs us. It's an everybody issue, and you have to be able to educate yourself. But again, thank you so much for this conversation.
Thank you.
It's not going to be our last.
No.
Because we're definitely going to have more and really try to see how we can educate, take out little snippets and nuggets and give that information to people. Ask your questions, guys. Go to the People's Constitution Commission. Message in on the Facebook page and ask all your questions we want, and find out who are your zone leaders too as well, and where the offices will be, so you can be able to go pay a visit and have fun with that. So with that, guys, we go to our next commercial break, and we'll be right back. We have more exciting stuff for you. Stay tuned.
Well, I passed this place down Albert Street, and I wonder which new store the bus. It was so welcoming and organized, friendly and courteous staff. But wait, that is same Delta store. Delta store has been revamped to make your shopping experience a whole lot better. But don't forget the best part, the Delta store, everything that fit $2.99 or less. You hear right? $2.99 or less. So come on down, Delta Store today and shop in style and comfort while you stretch your dollar.
From now on, when you visit Uno, you will experience an A+ power in all fuels. Dynamax has evolved into Dynamax Plus. The new formula with the ultimate technology and additives provides an A+ power and A+ performance. Dynamax Plus, available in diesel, regular and premium. Try it today and reach further. Uno, a different energy.
The Belize Tourism Board, Mars Production, and Belican present the biggest show to hit the jewel we call Belize. It's the Belize International Music and Food Festival 2.0. Join us on Saturday, July 29th and Sunday, July 30th at the Marion Jones Stadium with live performances by Morgan Heritage,
I'll be down by the river.
the dancehall queen Spice,
Me's a girl, me no no fight over man.
Busy Signal.
Turn up for them stairs.
Afrobeat sensation Rotimi. The biggest dancehall artist for 2023, Byron Messiah.
From which part?
Alongside Skinny Fabulous. Zidane. Earth and Owls. Mr. Warming Up Adam O. And Lyrical. It's the Belize International Music and Food Festival 2.0, July 29th and 30th. Come savor the rhythm as we pair music with the best of Belizean cuisine. Sponsors are Belize Tourism Board, Pelican, Niche, Pop, ICB, Wine Smith, eCash, Dolphin Production, Digi Wallet, Channel 5, Love FM, Creme Radio, Channel 7, Vibes Radio, Fiesta FM, and OYE Radio.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to your Monday episode of here on Sunup on 7. I hope that you enjoyed that meaningful and very purposeful conversation with the representatives from the People's Constitution Commission. They're ongoing on a campaign to bring the Constitution to your fingertips in many forms available. So please stay in tune with their media platforms to know where you can access the information they're going to be producing for you. Knowing our Constitution is part of our emancipation, and it's a really, really privileged time for us to be part of this process. With that, we'll leave into our next segment, and we have Digi Business in the house. And Digi Business is being represented by Ms. Kanisha Stewart, Sales Solutions Manager at Digi Business. How are you doing, Ms. Kanisha?
I'm great. I'm glad to be back.
It's good to have you back. It's good to have you back. How is your Monday energy?
It's Monday energy, so it's big energy.
Ooh, all right. And it gotta be big because you have something very important this week, which is MSME Day, which is going to be commemorated tomorrow, and you have a whole activity going on to support MSMEs. So
yes,
very eager to know about this.
The United Nations dedicated tomorrow as MSME Day, so it's celebrated globally. I think that's an awesome thing. Basically, they're just bringing awareness to the fact that MSMEs are driving the economy. Exactly. 90% of the economy globally is run by MSMEs, and they provide like 60% of the employment. So it's to bring awareness and at the same time to enhance the skills of MSMEs. So that's one of the ways that we're celebrating it this year, and especially starting the celebration coming on your show.
Oh, thank you.
We feel so special and thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you for having us too. So we're starting off with 5 Minutes with Dee. I don't know if you guys know Deanna Janae.
Of course.
She's been on the show several times, and she's super dynamic.
Yes, she's so professional. She's such an eloquent young lady. Kudos to her for just winning the Young Entrepreneur Award for Made in Belize. So she's teamed up with Digi Business. She's going to be doing a show with us.
Ooh.
And on that show, she's going to be giving you tips on how to improve your branding, your marketing, and just in general, your service operation.
Very nice.
With, of course, Digi Services.
Love it.
So it's going to be posted on our social media page tomorrow and, of course, on her regular YouTube channel. So I'm looking for likes and loves from both of you.
All right, you definitely will.
And shares.
Yes.
And shares.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the biggest way that we are celebrating it this year.
Okay.
That's the theme of it, enhancing the skills of our small
All right, so that's going to be ongoing during the week, During the week and highlight MSMEs. In general, though, Kanisha, how does Digi Business support MSMEs?
Okay, that's a really good question. with Digi Business, the differentiating factor is we bring value to the relationship. So the first way of bringing value is to have a dedicated sales solution rep. So it's not just getting an off-the-shelf solution. It's having a conversation, a consultation with a rep, understanding what you need as a business, and us giving you the right solution. For example, you think you're opening a restaurant, you need the internet. Yes, you need the internet, but it's more than that. What speed do you need? Are you going to be having an outdoor area? And if you're having an outdoor area, will your guests be able to connect to your internet without disruptions? You know, for a small business, for any business, your guests are, your customers are posting, and that's bringing new sales to you because everybody's like, ooh, let's go there. Something's happening there.
Exactly.
So you need to be connected. So it's not just the internet, then it becomes a Digi Wi-Fi, which is a system that broadcasts the internet throughout the restaurant. So it's not just what you envision, it could be more. And it could be more to improve your experience, your sales, and again, branding and marketing.
I like that, like thinking a different way, because a lot of times people go and they are starting a business and they don't necessarily know what is their solution to their problems or to help expand their horizons. And
Or if there's even a problem.
Or if there's even a problem. So to actually have a consultation to say, okay, where are you at? Let me meet you halfway. How can we enhance what you're already bringing to the table?
Yes, that's exactly what we want to do. So start the conversation with Digi Business. It doesn't mean that you have to buy a service right away, but it's putting it in your plans. You know, it's putting us.
So how does that work, Kenisha? So somebody that's an MSME, an entrepreneur, walks into Digi Business and be like, hey, I'm an entrepreneur and I need. How does somebody connect with you, and what should they come with to say, I'm willing to form this partnership and I want the support from Digi Business?
So it's easy connecting with us. We don't have an office necessarily for Digi Business, so we come to you.
Oh, I like that already.
Yeah. Yes, we come to you. So you reach out via our email, which I think we've shared. It's digibusiness@livedigi.com, or you can call us on our 800 number. And we come to you. We set an appointment that's convenient for you. We're in PG, we're in the Keys, we come to you. And from there, it's starting a relationship, it's having your business registration. For some of the smaller businesses, you may not have that as yet, but we can work with what you have, okay?
So from the initial, you're gonna be able to like come there and then have that conversation start. I love that. So what would you say to business owners out there that just started their business, they're trying to get their feet together, stable properly? What would you tell them when it comes to making Digi be a part of their overall experience?
I would say don't be shy. It's just a conversation. So contact us so we can start just that conversation. And we're just finding out what your goals are. It's really about you, the business. So, you know, you're starting here today. What's your future plan? How many customers, how many staff you're gonna have, how big your business is. Maybe you're not having a storefront initially, but you plan to do that within the next 6 months. So it's just starting there. You know, letting us understand what your needs are.
You know, I like that because I think in any phase of planning, which is like a business goal, which is an education goal or whatever, I think for one, you start with a dream, but then being able to have conversations with business solutions like Digi, then you're able to to some sort of like make it concrete, right? Make it feel like, okay, now I am moving forward. And I think often entrepreneurs need that kind of support where you can say, okay, I am helping you manifest this, I'm helping you visualize this, and you have what it takes to just make it easier for them.
And I mean, as an entrepreneur, you are looking at different organizations. You might go to Beltrade, you might go to Tax, so just don't forget Digi. Because our service, I mean, even if it's a phone plan, it's something that's important. It's going from prepaid, you are out of credit, to calling somebody without being interrupted. And look at the difference with professionalism when it comes to, you know, comes from like a prepaid plan to a postpaid plan.
Definitely.
Kenisha, I just love the way you're thinking about this and you're allowing people to digest. Because I don't think people often think about having that conversation and what could be needed. Because we're looking at Wi-Fi, we're looking at exactly maybe you need to have the best kind of phone because you're gonna do social media and you need this connection,
recordings,
like little things like that. And we're not necessarily always thinking about that, but like having us sit down with somebody that, and like you mentioned, the pressure is not on that you have to purchase something right now. The services don't have to be, you know, purchased right now. It's about just saying, okay, where do I need to be and how can they help me get there? So I really encourage people.
Yes.
You're going to say something about that?
No, I was going to say another very important part of the relationship is the feedback. So feedback from the MSMEs allows us to know how to develop our services and our products. So I think that's very key, because as you move into more technology, then we need to know what you need as a business. So that, again, comes from that dedicated account management. So sorry, it's just going to add
No,
that.
I love that, though, because, guys, get a relationship with Digi, man. They're doing their thing. They're going to come to you. I love the fact that, it's very personal, in your face. You don't have to meet them there. They're going to meet you there. And in honor tomorrow of MSME Day, please remember to check out the amazing 5 Minutes with Dee. Come on, it's going to be a dynamic conversation. Dee always comes with new surprises. She's done brochures, she's done a lot of things.
She's very talented.
Do you have a schedule, Kanisha, where these collaboration with these
Dee will be on? I'll get back to you at what time it will be.
Okay.
So we can announce that, definitely.
But they can definitely find it on your media platforms.
Definitely find it on our media platforms.
Perfect.
All right.
So we'll give them all the deets. Is there any final words you want to share to MSME businesses out there? Because just before the day tomorrow, what would you want to say?
I just want to say thank you. I think MSMEs have created such a national pride, and we at Digi are so proud to see how courageous and brave you are, stepping out the box, doing something that's a bit risky, and doing it well. The theme this year I've noticed with BTB, with BCCI is Made in Belize, and the group that's driving Made in Belize is the MSMEs. So just thank you and keep doing what you're doing. From Digi, happy MSME Day.
Oh, that's a good one. That was a good one.
You are our drivers. Thank you for being our trailblazers. Thank you for taking those risks that not everybody takes and making sure that our economy, our circular flow of income keeps circling around because of you guys. So big up every single MSME out there because you make it happen. Big up yourself. So with that, guys, we go to our next commercial break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Well, I passed this place down Albert Street and I wonder which new store the bus. It was so welcoming and organized, friendly and courteous staff. But wait, that is same Delta store. Delta store has been revamped to make your shopping experience a whole lot better. But don't forget the best part, the Delta store, everything that fit $2.99 or less. You hear right? $2.99 or less. So come on down, Delta Store today and shop in style and comfort while you stretch your dollar.
From now on, when you visit Uno, you will experience an A+ power in all fuels. Dynamax has evolved into Dynamax Plus. The new formula with the ultimate technology and additives provides an A+ power and A+ performance. Dynamax Plus, available in diesel, regular and premium. Try it today and reach further. Uno, a different energy.
The Belize Tourism Board, Mars Production, and Belican present the biggest show to hit the jewel we call Belize. It's the Belize International Music and Food Festival 2.0. Join us on Saturday, July 29th and Sunday, July 30th at the Marion Jones Stadium with live performances by Morgan Heritage, the dancehall queen Spice,
Me's a girl, me no fight over man.
Busy Signal,
Afrobeat
Afrobeat sensation Rotini, the biggest dancehall artist for 2023, Byron Messiah, alongside Skinny Fabulous, Jadelle, Earth and Owls, Mr. Warming Up Adam O, Belize International Music and Food Festival 2.0, July 29th and 30th. Come savor the rhythm as we pair music with the best of Belizean cuisine. Sponsors are Belize Tourism Board, Pelican, Niche, Pop, ICB, Wine Smith, eCash, Dolphin Production, Digi Wallet, Channel 5, Love FM, Creme Radio, Channel 7, Vibes Radio, Fiesta FM, and OYE Radio.
My beautiful people, welcome back to your Monday episode here on Sunup on 7. We are Mondaying today and we absolutely love it. So we just want to resonate the congratulations and the happy MSME vibes to everybody that's an entrepreneur getting involved in building Belize's economy. So we see you, we value you, and tune in to Digi Solutions for their amazing activities that they have in commemoration of MSME Week. It's time for us to jump into our second and our third conversation. We have Orange Kenyans in the house doing amazing things. For community development, we have Mr. Lovan Carrillo. He's the founder of Impact. Today we're going to be knowing more about Impact. You know, what has their contribution been within Orange Walk? And of course, how can you be a part of this transformation? Lovan, it's a pleasure to have you. Always good to share a space with an Orange Kenyo.
I know, it's a takeover.
It's
I'm here
takeover.
for it, though.
All right, we love it, we love it. How are you doing today, Lovan?
Hi, morning. I'm doing good. You know, the weather's not bad. Thank you very much.
Guys, I just need y'all to look how
Yes.
drippy and nice this shirt looks. It's giving Monday vibes in every single
He's
way.
representing Orange Walk.
I know Orange Walk should be proud.
We are, yes.
So tell us a little bit about Impact and what it really is, or Team Impact and what it really is.
Well, Impact is an organization I'm forming right now. The main goals for this is to bring back life to Orange Walk. And, you know, bring back life while also giving back to the community. It's not just something to make money and not, you know, stay with it. It's going to go straight back to the community. Everything that gets earned goes back in some form, back maybe to the elderly, to the sick, to those who need it, those who are in hunger, those who are less fortunate, basically.
Very well. And we also are aware that, you know, you and your team, you have been doing activities in Orange Walk already, right? So I'm sure there has somebody that has seen you or has benefited from the programs that Impact has done. Can you share with our viewers what are some of the activities you have been hosting in Orange Walk so far?
Okay. Well, so far, I've done one in December. It was like a mini parade, more or less.
Mini parade.
You know, I went around. I got support from a lot of Orange Kenyans businesses. We got massive support back then. In 2022, December 23rd was the exact date that I did it. I went around, you know, just going around in a little float with my little truck. You know, we went to Chow Farm, Orange Walk, and even Palmar. We tried to help out all of Orange Walk. I helped out mostly the elderlies. And then we gave them food, a plate of food for Christmas, you know. To those who we visited that had children, I gave them their toys, and if they needed some clothing, we had some clothing. Everything that we got through this was all through donations.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah,
that is amazing. And
Yeah.
right around the correct time, so December, when people are
Yeah.
looking for a hot plate of food.
That's true.
Clothes
That is
and
really
some
kind.
gifts.
That's really kind of you and your team, Lovan, to go out there and, you know, and give to people that are in vulnerable situations, and you say people that are not as privileged or as fortunate as others, to being able to simply have a meal. I'm curious though, what got you in the first place to say, hey, I want to give back to my community? I mean, it's so inspiring what you're saying, and I'm here just like, what happened in your life
What
that you
rooted
said?
this out?
Exactly.
I've always seen the community as something that, it could be more. There's a lot of businesses in Orange Walk, and after COVID, a lot more got built up. So, if everybody just joins together, we can make a huge, huge difference than what it is right now. What motivated me more into this was I worked a little while with the statistic institution. I was their driver. And, I was driving around Orange Walk Town, those ones that do the surveys. I was driving them, and then I noticed that they're going to houses of elderlies. They live alone. They don't have no one to take care of them. Or sometimes you go to a house, and there's, like, kids running around, and it's only one mom there. Like, there's nobody to help them. And they're not, like, in town. They're, like, in the back areas, You don't see it. Yeah. In town, you see those big houses. You see those big businesses everywhere. But if you go through Orange Walk, through all the alleys, you get to see a lot. And, like, there's no one to help them out there, So, trying to give back to the community, I said, I'm going to try to do something about it. And, well, my first event was that one in December. And, well, it went more than what I expected, right? I was expecting to give maybe 25 to 50 families. But we ended up almost hitting 250.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about impact for real.
Yeah. Back then, everything was going under my name because I hadn't decided to, find a team or anything. Back then, it was only me. And right now, up to now, it's only been me. But I do have support from many people.
Okay.
I have those flyers that I've been doing, the banners, all my designs so far for this event that I'm planning right now. I have a friend who's doing it for me. Okay. And I'm very thankful for him. You can search him up, XD Studios.
XD Studios.
XD Studios. He's very good with his designs.
Right.
You'll be able to see it.
Yeah, thank you for putting up the word for him. So let's talk about this event that you're organizing, Levan. So like Team Impact is gonna be doing a back to school drive in Orange Walk Town, and of course, we're inviting all businesses, all Orange Kenyans to support this cause. Can you share more details about the event, please?
Okay, so this event is not only for Orange Kenyans, It's for Corozal, Belize, Cayo, everywhere. I've actually gotten support from someone in Toledo.
All right, there we go.
Someone from Toledo, way down south.
Yeah.
It's amazing what people can do when they come together, right? So yeah, this event is a back to school drive. I see a lot of children in school, primary school, and things aren't getting cheaper.
I agree.
Definitely not.
Things aren't getting cheaper. So, and the pay went up, but
yes,
everything
inflation went
increased
up as well. Yep, that's so true.
So parents, even if their pay went up, they still struggle to send them to school. And if you have more than one child, it's a lot harder. And if you're a single parent, it's a lot harder.
Oof. Yep.
Yeah. So this event, everything that comes out of this, every single profit will be going back to the community as well. Not only in Orange Walk, but the schools in Palmer and Troll Farm as well. And of course, it's going to the needy, those single parents, those children that need it, It's not only for single parents, because they have two parents that maybe they don't have that financial stability as well.
Okay.
And how will you, because I know a lot of people, in regards to donations and so forth, they like to know how people are selected. Have you thought about the process of selection and how we find the people that are most in need of these donations?
Yes, the selection process is going through the schools. Yeah.
Perfect.
Who knows better than the school administration, right? The teachers. They're the ones who are there 24/7 with them. They see them there in school. They see them around, during lunch hour. They see, if they eat good. They see what they take, their clothes, their shoes. Because when I say back to school drive, I'm not just talking about backpacks and books. If you need shoes, you need clothes, we'll be providing those as well.
Wow.
It's the full package, right? Any way we can do to help someone out.
I love it. I can just go back to my childhood memories and I can just smell my new bags, smell my books, just like, I remember the first, when school was gonna open the next day, I used to sleep with my bag next to me,
you don't want to meet
my
me.
uniform next to me, my tennis there, I know the joy that it brings, with coming back to school with all of those things. And it's so good to hear that you're saying, hey, we're going to bring this joy to a child and also bring this comfort to a parent that may be thinking, how will I find a means for my child to go back to school, with a good energy, with a good vibe and getting out there. I see like on your flyer, you have artists, you have all of these things. What's happening on the actual day of the fundraiser?
Okay. So, yes, there is some artists, and we have gotten massive support from them.
Okay.
We've gotten massive support from Turn Up Entertainment. They're the ones who, I think he's bringing in Eddie B, Tiny Melodies.
Wow.
He got them into contact with me,
Okay.
We have Yarikeda. We have Aravan as well. They're performing live on the stage.
Wow.
Okay, so where's the stage gonna be? What's
Yeah, like Kevin, get really excited.
yeah, I am like, where's the stage gonna be? Like, what is the time? And
so the venue is People's Stadium. You know where People's Stadium is, right?
Kevin, if you don't know what people say, I should be upset with you.
It's gonna be in People's Stadium.
Okay.
As you reach People's Stadium, you'll know where it is. It's right on the softball field.
All right.
Even if you don't, you'll still see. But we're gonna be ringing the huge Ferris wheels, the mechanical rides.
Nice.
The one that usually come out for Carnival. They're coming as well. They're gonna be bringing in the 360, the crazy one that spins and spins.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
They're bringing in the crazy chairs, Cia Locas, como le dicen.
So Cia Locas, it's gonna be artists, softball pitch at the People's Stadium.
Yeah, it's gonna be in the softball field.
You still not giving me the time and the date?
Kevin, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
You're gonna give me the real details. I need to know what I need for day.
Yes.
It's gonna be ending of month July, the 29th and the 30th.
Okay, so 2-day event.
Yeah, it's a 2-day event. It's the 29th and the 30th. It's called Family Fun Day for a reason. You come out, you bring your family. Even if you don't come out with your family, you can still go out. It's for everyone. This event, we're gonna have lots to eat, lots to drink. There's gonna be giveaways. There's gonna be on Sunday, we're gonna have a boxing and a karate match on show.
Oh, watch out.
We're gonna have the karate between Belize, Corozal, and Orange Walk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Three districts are gonna be competing to each other.
Andre, I mean, Lavan, I am so impressed in that there's so much going on. It's a 2-day event that you're saying, and you're the one that's leading this activity. I am really impressed, I have to say,
it's phenomenal to see
the collaboration, the movement, and the effort that's ongoing. It's like,
Yeah, and I mean, you haven't, like you've mentioned, been doing this for very long, and to see you come up with this passion, like just from December, reaching so many 250 people to now, I can't even imagine and how much people are going to reach with this 2-day event, because like you said, from Toledo is supporting you too as well. So that shows you how people want to be a part of this change and they're excited for it.
Yep.
Yes, this is a 2-day event. I wasn't planning for it to be a 2-day event. I was planning to do something lesser, right? But then as time flew by, it grew. It grew so much, I was like, you know what? Let's make it 2 days.
All right.
We're gonna make it 2 days. It's gonna happen. The support I've gotten from all those businesses, the support from the sponsors that are currently helping me, they're the ones who are pushing it even more and more. There's gonna be lots of games. You should come out. There's gonna be water balloon war.
Okay. All right.
Don't worry.
I guess he saw water balloon in me. So
yeah, he's like somebody's gonna get Kevin, and Kevin's gonna get. He's like.
Don't worry. If he goes, I'll tell everyone aim for him.
All right. That's fine. I love getting refreshed. So
that's gonna be so fun.
So refreshing. Yeah.
And I'm thinking about all the games for kids to come out, family to come out, and just dive into and enjoy completely.
I agree.
Yeah. We're gonna have the water balloon war. The water balloon war is gonna be like you can either do a free for all. You go and we're gonna charge for all these, right? To recover the materials.
Exactly.
The water balloon is starting at $5. That's about 40 balloons that we'll be giving you.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, we're gonna be giving about 40 balloons for $5. And there's also gonna be the competition. The competition, we're gonna charge you $10. You get $5 for the balloons and $5 for the entry.
Okay.
You can buy more than $5 of balloons, right? You can buy $10 of balloons, which is gonna give you 80 balloons and so forth.
Okay.
But the competition is gonna be like one team versus the next team, and they're gonna go together. And then you go moving up the ranks. We're gonna be having prizes for them. I can't announce the prizes yet, but you know it's gonna be big.
Good's coming.
All right.
It's gonna be big.
Look, hello, and you've really thought out this event, and I think we've given our viewers a proper teaser to come to the People's Stadium the ending of July to
29th and
30th to be able to participate in this fun drive, this back to school drive. For people that are tuning in and saying, hey, I might not make it to that event, but I still want to keep in touch with what Impact is doing. If I'm watching in the diaspora, how can I support you? Can you share if you have a media platform? Where can people find you? If you have a phone number where people can get in touch with you and get your community growing?
Yes. I have a Facebook page currently under Team Impact.
Team Impact.
You can search it up, Team Impact. The minute you open it, you're going to see the flyer.
Okay.
That's the cover page for right now. I removed the official logo and I placed the cover page, you know?
Very well.
So it's easier to locate. If you can't get into contact with me through there, you can get into contact with me on my phone number, 625-9997.
625-9997, right?
Yes, you can get into contact with me right there as well. And if by chance I don't answer my phone, you can also get into contact with me with my personal page as well on Facebook.
Okay.
Which is under my name, Lovan Carrillo.
Lovan Carrillo.
Yes.
All right.
You can find me on 3 of them.
Okay. All right, Lovan. So we want to say thank you for joining us today to have this conversation, to introduce Team Impact to our public, also share the goodness that you're doing in the Orange Walk community and surrounding areas. We congratulate you and everybody that has supported you so far. We look forward to the end of the activity coming the 29th and 30th of July as well. Any last words, any last big up you want to do to, like, I'm guessing, you know, people that form part of your community?
Well, I just like to, you know, give a huge thanks to everyone who's supporting me right now, you know, to the little things, to the big things, you know. Your support means so much to me right now, you know. It can be small, it can be big. It still goes towards a good cause, you know.
All right.
You know, I like to give a call to all the businesses to sign up, you know, come out, you know, introduce your product, you know. You're a small business, and Expo is a perfect way for you to get out there, you know.
Very well.
I'll also like to give a thanks to our influencers who are coming out, you know, Yuhan, Wani Watch, and Basement Fox. They're going to be out there, you know. If you want to see them, you can go take your selfie with them.
Okay.
And they're going to be covering and giving you a good scoop too as well on what's happening.
Yeah, they're going to be there too, you know.
It's going to be a great event. People out there that, you know, can't make it, like Kevin said, message in. I've put both the Facebook page and the number for Levant in there. And if you have any questions, if you have any support, please, please, please message in. Support as much as you can. It's going for a very worthy cause. And it's going to be a fun day. Literally, that's what the event is about. Fun and happiness and giving back to the community. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
And with that, guys, we go to our next commercial break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Well, I passed this place down Albert Street and I wonder which new store the bus. It was so welcoming and organized, friendly and courteous staff. But wait, that is same Delta store. Delta store has been revamped to make your shopping experience a whole lot better. But don't forget the best part. The Delta store, everything that fit $2.99 or less. You hear right? $2.99 or less. So come on down, Delta Store today and shop in style and comfort while you stretch your dollar.
From now on, when you visit Uno, you will experience an A+ power in all fuels. Dynamax has evolved into Dynamax Plus. The new formula with the ultimate technology and additives provides an A+ power and A+ performance. Dynamax Plus, available in diesel, regular and premium. Try it today and reach further. Uno, a different energy.
The Belize Tourism Board, Mars Production, and Pelican present the biggest show to hit the jewel we call Belize. It's the Belize International Music and Food Festival 2.0. Join us on Saturday, July 29th and Sunday, July 30th at the Marion Jones Stadium with live performances by Morgan Heritage, the dancehall queen Spice,
Me's a girl, me no fight over man.
Busy Signal,
Turn up for them stairs,
Afrobeat sensation Rotimi, the biggest dancehall artist for 2023, Byron Messiah, alongside Skinny Fabulous, Jadelle, Earth and Owls, Mr. Warming Up Adam O, and Lyrical. It's the Belize International Music and Food Festival 2.0, July 29th and 30th. Come savor the rhythm as we pair music with the best of Belizean cuisine. Sponsors are Belize Tourism Board, Pelican, Niche, Pop, ICB, Wine Smith, eCash, Dolphin Production, DigiWallet, Channel 5, Love FM, Creme Radio, Channel 7, Vibes Radio, Fiesta FM, and OYE Radio.
Muy buenos dias. We're back on Sunup on 7. It's Monday, and Monday's getting exciting. It's proper Monday because we have giveaways for you today.
Giveaways!
We have giveaways courtesy of Dr. Carol Bob. So we have 3 $50 gift certificates at HRCU, and of course, 1 tablet courtesy of Peace Work Belize. So I want to thank Dr. Carol Bob in advance, for supporting Sunup on 7, but also, ensuring that you have some goodness as well, because what a great way to start a Monday, right, Brent?
Exactly. And please remember, guys, save, because one thing about Dr. Bob is she really promotes you saving, trying your best to open up a credit union account from HRCU and seeing the benefits as an owner of being a part of the credit union. So please make sure you're saving too as well. It's an important conversation. We had it with Andrea last week about, how you can save, how you can invest, and how you can really try to transform the money that you have. It's about looking at the priorities and seeing also where you can put your money somewhere else where it can really work for you. So we have some questions for you today, but before I go into that, I just really want to do a quick big up. Kev?
Sure, go ahead.
So people were commenting on how this blouse is so beautiful. I'm very much happy because, when we had Digi in talking about small businesses, I was able to support a small business in Toledo. This is from actually San Pedro, Colombia, one of the villages. One of the ladies, she creates these kind of blouses. So
beautiful.
It's just so nice to be able to support and then also bring it to this stage too. So I'm very much happy, guys. Always remember to support any small business. If people are selling something and you love it, take a chance and support your Made in Belize entrepreneurs, because it goes a long way. That money really does go a long way for their dream and to make their bread and butter happen. So yes, just my small big up there.
All right. So how the giveaway is going to work, you're going to be putting your right answer or your attempt to the right answer in the comment section of our 7 News Live. And from there, we'll see who the winner is. The questions are going to be focusing on today's episode. So I hope you were paying attention today.
We had some really good conversations this morning. One of the good conversations, we talked to the People's Constitution Commission, right? So this is for one of the $50 cash gift certificate from HRCU. And the question goes, we were talking about condensing the book, right? Well, the Constitution. One thing that we said was there are 2 different pages. You can name any one of those pages because the big Constitution was condensed into how much pages there. I can't put blank, blank. So like, for example, to give you an example, you're saying that it was condensed into 70 pages, right? What is the answer? Is it blank? I'm trying to help them here, you know? How much it is? I feel like if I say the answer...
So the question, I guess the question is like, it was condensed from X amount of pages to X amount of pages, right?
Yeah, well, they don't have to give the beginning amount of pages because that might hurt them. That would be a little bit harder for them. We only mentioned that one time, but we did mention... So it's 196 pages. So I'll start there. I'll give you a hint. How much was it condensed into? There are 2 different booklets. You can name either one of how much it was condensed into. And please remember, you can go on the People's Constitution Commission Facebook page, download these pages too as well, and really, really get your knowledge going.
Yep.
So, does anybody remember these pages? We're gonna put the comments in the comment section, guys. We're gonna screenshot it so you know too as well. This is the comment that we saw first, because sometimes people internet different from other people internet, and we're not trying to do that kind of party. So that's our first question. Our second question, let's just make it easy. Who was representing the People's Constitution Commission today on Sunup on 7? Very easy.
So 2 persons, the chair and vice chair, who those 2 persons were. And with that, you'll also be able to win $50 cash, courtesy of gift certificate.
Courtesy of gift certificate?
I mean, courtesy of HRCU. Yeah, I'm trying to like read the comments, you know.
I know, darling.
Yeah. So we already have 2. I mean, the third question is going to be, so Digi Solutions is commemorating MSME Week. And they have partnered with an influencer to being able to target and provide, you know, helpful tips as to how you can grow your MSME venture. Who is the influencer that Digi Solutions has partnered with?
Love it.
Yeah, I'm getting my creative juices flowing here, Ren. It's the coffee. All right.
So, again, we're looking. First question was, how many pages was the Constitution condensed into? There are 2 different answers. You can pick either one of those X amount of pages. The next question is, who were represented from the People's Constitution Commission? We had the chairperson and the vice chairperson. What are their names? The third question was, sorry, I missed what it...
Who's the influencer that Digi Solutions partnered with as part of their MSME commemoration?
And all 3 of these questions are for a $50 cash gift certificate from HRCU.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And?
Miss Serena, it is not 175. It's 176 pages and it condensed into something. So let's see how much pages for that. Dun, dun, dun. We're waiting for you guys.
Okay.
This is why we have to listen keenly to these segments. Little things do matter. Little things do matter. And the tablet's going to be a very big prize too as well.
Yes.
Remember we had our last conversation. There was a lot of details coming out for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to have like, you're going to regurgitate some of that details for that flyer. 3, David.
So somebody answered via WhatsApp for the first question. And I'm not sure we're going to wait for this for the confirm because we said we're going to be doing via Facebook just to show accountability
No,
of it.
it has to be via
Facebook. So people can actually see your response
put it
here.
in the Facebook.
Okay.
Again, guys, the first question is the Constitution was condensed from 196 pages. Sorry, one. I get confused. So it was condensed from 176 pages
yeah.
to how many pages? How many pages? There were booklets created to help give the information in a much more digestible way. Please put in the comments that. The second question was 2 people represented the chairperson and the vice chairperson of the People's Constitution Commission here. What are their names? The third question is Digi is doing a great collaboration with, I can't say the person's name, but they're going to be giving out an amazing video tomorrow to commemorate and just highlight MSMEs and celebrate all their contribution. So what influencer, what YouTube page is that?
Yep.
We waiting for these people to answer.
Yes. So somebody said 20 pages.
Yes. So exactly correct. Jalov, I hope you can write your actual name too as well, because that will be needed for you to pick up your gift certificate. So it was in fact condensed to 50 pages, then to 20 pages. So they made it even more digestible afterwards. So that is correct. Jalov, could you comment in the chat your name too as well, please? Because I'm not sure if Jalov is on your birth certificate. So we definitely want to make sure we have the correct name. Guys, please remember too as well that from 9 to 5 p.m., 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday to Friday, you can come and collect your prizes. We have it here, but you must bring a photo ID. If you are making somebody else collect your prize, there must be an authority that is written out with your photo ID attached, so we can make sure we're giving the correct person. We don't want nobody can collect something.
You know, I am surprised that nobody has gotten yet the names of the 2 persons that we had as guests.
Yeah, I know. I'm very surprised too as well.
Commission, right? I mean, how could you miss this 2 gentlemen here?
Yeah,
in
and
our
they did a very dynamic
job.
job. I can't wait to get them on again, or even just the zone leaders or so, just to dive into more. It's really exciting what's happening right now, Kev, to see that we're a part of this history making. Yeah. I remember when I was at the lunch, the mayor said something amazing, that we're basically shaping our destiny. And that was just super powerful for me to think about. You know, this Constitution really affects us all in small ways that we don't even understand. So to be able to understand this document and then to transform it in a new way that's much more fitting to today's society, that's very big.
That is true.
So I'm hoping that we shape our destiny and really push forward.
Yep, and I really hope that the persons that belong to different groups and situations of vulnerability, you know, Afro-descendants, persons with disabilities, LGBTI persons, young people, women, that they show up to all of these processes that are ongoing, because, I mean, do not let your privilege shun other people from showing up to these constitutional conversations, because the Constitution is supposed to be reflective of everyone. It's supposed to be reflective of our needs. And like you rightly mentioned, we're shaping our future. So we're in 2023. So many things have changed. You know, like there's so many crises going on around the globe that shapes how we view Belize, how we view our future, how we want to go. So we are at a privileged time to be able to be part of these processes.
We're here with technology, guys. Things are so much easier to understand, to research, to learn, to talk to people about. There's so much Facebook pages, all kind of things that happen. Oh, so we have a winner for the third one. We were asking who is being collaborated. Do we accept D? Do we accept D?
I don't know. We have to get consensus from the folks in the control room.
Because the full name was given.
Yes.
So D's her nickname.
Yeah, or if you can mention her.
Or you can mention what her page is, her YouTube page is called. I would prefer to be able to really say, we're going to accept the D. It's blah, 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 etc. So please give the name of the Facebook, the YouTube, that she has, so we can actually really give that prize to you. But we do have Jalov. Jalov, please remember to put in the chat your real name.
Right.
And again, for the second question is again, the two people, the vice chair and the chairperson that were here, what are their names? Please put it in the chat. We're asking for the third question to give the name of the YouTube that's doing a collaboration, the YouTube page that's doing the collaboration. We know the influencer is D, but give the name of the YouTube page.
All right. So Mr. Michael Usher says Mr. Chanona and Mr. Dennison for the representatives of the PCC that were here. You're right.
Correct.
Mr. Anthony Chanona is the chairperson, and then Mr. Glenfield Dennison is the vice chair. So congratulations, Mr. Michael Usher, for winning one of the $50 gift certificates.
Perfect. So we have
HRC.
Miss Laura Jex as the winner for the first one. That's Jalov. Name is Laura Jex.
Okay.
So you could put that down for us, Kev.
All
And
right.
then
I think the folks in the control room will take screenshots of this. Yeah.
And then, again, for the third place prize, we're still looking for that, guys. Still looking for that one.
Okay. Okay, so the question for the tablet giveaway is name 2 of the influencers that will appear at the Family Fun Day event in Orange Walk scheduled for the 29th and 30th of July. So,
excellent question.
yeah, Lovan Carrillo mentioned mentioned a couple influencers that are going to be present at that event. So if you can highlight 2 of them, you get to win the tablet, courtesy of Peacework Belize.
Come on, come on, come on. We're still looking for the third question, which is for the $50 gift certificate, courtesy of HRCU with collaboration with Dr. Bob, of course. And last, the tablet that is courtesy of Peacework Belize. So keep up, guys. Message in the chat. Let's hear from you. We want to know what's happening. Message in the comment section. And we are doing the screenshots to see who.
Oh man, are people having a slow Monday?
I don't know if they have a slow Monday or that they struggle. Because, you know, the thing is, when we do the ones that you have to research, it is, everybody go and research it, but you have to be listening to the segments. But we want you to also be listening to the segments. People come here and take their time out to be here, to have a conversation with you. Remember some stuff. That's what we're saying. Okay. So yes.
All right, so Miss Arlette Claire, you won the tablet, and you're right. So Wani and Yuhan are 2 of the influencers going to be present.
Excellent.
At the Family Fun Day in Orange Walk Town at the activities scheduled by Impact. So congratulations to all the winners. Congratulations to your participation, you know, and for tuning in to the conversations that happen here on Sunup on 7.
We still have that one with D that we have not gotten an answer for. What we do want to make mention and announce this too as well, Atlantic's Bank new online system is officially up now. For everybody out there that's been wondering, we've had that amazing conversation last week. So they are packed and ready for you guys. So for anybody out there, officially as of 8 a.m., Atlantic's Bank new online system is up now.
Okay.
Things that happen. So last question, guys. Come on. It is D, but what is the name of the YouTube page? And you know what? I have to commend D for, you know, she's not only won the Made in Belize trade show, being one of the amazing entrepreneurs, she actually won DYS's Entrepreneurship Award a couple years back too as well. And that's when I really got to know her. She was doing it more for earrings.
Okay.
And then she transferred now into the YouTube page. And she's just always been just a trailblazer, trying to push to make sure small businesses out there have that marketing aspect. Because it's hard, you know, to like create flyers, to create videos, to know how to put yourself out there. And she really provides a package for people that want to have those creative videos out there. So please remember her YouTube page. She's collaborating with Digi. For tomorrow, she's going to be dropping that video along with Digi tomorrow. So make sure you check that out. They're going to have a lot of tips on MSAE marketing and all the different things.
Right. So while we wait for that answer, I think it's time for us to start winding down today's episode. We want to say thank you to everybody that showed up today. That was a guest. You know, we had a great conversation with the People's Constitution Commission. You can go to their social media platforms where you can stay in tune with what's going to be their next activity. They have the condensed version of the Constitution right there where you can stay tuned and you can read. You know, I mean, they said the biggest way how you can emancipate yourself, be part of this process, is by knowing what's in your Constitution at the moment. So let's get going. Let's increase our literacy of the Constitution to at least 50%. Right, only 2% of the population are aware of the Constitution, which is, oof.
Probably the lawyers.
Which is really, really, which is really like alarming. And of course, Digi Business congratulates all MSMEs on Enterprise Day, which is commemorated tomorrow by the UN. So please stay involved there. Ren, do you have any giveaways?
I have giveaways. We have one more giveaway that's supposed to happen.
Do you have any takeaways from today?
For me, it's just being as informed as possible. When we have people come on here, they talk about their different Facebook pages, they give out their numbers. Like, take those things down. People are doing so much dynamic work out there. There's so much knowledge for us. And even if it doesn't affect you directly right now, you never know when that they're going to post something that is going to directly affect you, that can help one of your loved ones. Right now, with this whole revamping of the Constitution, it's an important conversation. When you think about MSMEs and all they have done, it's great to share that to a friend, go out and like the thing. Even if you don't have a business, you might have a friend that has a business, a family member that has a business. Share it, or even if you don't have someone directly that you know, just share it, because somebody that follows you on Facebook or Instagram might be a business owner and they really benefit from that information. Always be sharing and informing yourself as much as possible, because it impacts people. Small things make a big impact and you never understand that. So that's my takeaway. Kev, what about you?
I just want to say, people, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to everybody that, in one way or another has been part of the Sunup on 7 family. You've liked our Instagram page, you've liked our Facebook page, you share our network with everybody that you know. Thank you so much for doing that for us. So that's it. I encourage you to, live every moment, enjoy your Monday, have a productive and a pleasant start of the week. It's the last week in June, so
just like
let's
that.
make the best of it, folks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. But we are not having a winner for some reason. People don't know the name of Dun Tan Tan.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But what we're going to do is we're probably going to have that as a giveaway for tomorrow or something like that. We're going to recycle it. It's 5 minutes with D, guys. For people that were wondering what the answer is, 5 minutes with D. You should go and check out her Instagram or Facebook page. She has exciting content. She's also on YouTube. She interviews so many different people, gets different takes on things for businesses and above. Go check her out. And with that, guys, we have wrapped up today's show. We leave you off into the sunrise and sunsets and all that good stuff. I'm hoping you have a fantabulous Monday that is filled with love, compassion, and kindness. So please give that to others as you freely receive it as well.
That's true. Remember to lock your windows if you're leaving home.
I hear somebody say me to dribble a little bit. So look at you. Your nose or your itch or whatever it is was correct.
It works sometimes.
Sometimes. Let's see.
Bye, folks. We love you. Have a great day.
Take care, guys.
A place to call your home, a place where you can grow. Stand by me and we'll take flight. We'll be there at morning's light. I've got you covered on all concerns we share today. You will discover how the world turns each day. When the sun comes up